So guys, to play this wonderful theme music, you should know 3 easy chords, and these chords are chord G, chord D and chord C. Alright, so you should have a strong foundation on these 3 chords, and you should be able to hold these chords properly, as well as you should be able to switch between these chords. Now in case you want to know how to play these chords, then you can check out my other lessons and you will get a lot of tips and guidance on how to hold the strings and how to play these chords properly. Now once you're through with this information, let's start learning different sections of this song. So guys, we're going to divide this complete piece into 4 parts and I will be explaining you parts one by one. So first of all, we're going to start with part 1. And to play part 1, what you have to do, you have to hold chord G. Okay, you start with string 3 and from your right hand you use your thumb to play the strings. Okay, so start with string 3, play it 2 times. Now you remove your ring finger and you play string 2 and string 3 together. Then you go back to string 3. Okay, so it should sound like this. Now you place your ring finger back in and you play string 2 once. Okay, now you have to change the position and now you have to hold string 3 and string 2 with your index finger like this. So you have to bar the strings. So just hold strings like this and you play both strings together like this. So part 1 should sound like this. So you have to move from one position to the other in part 1. So one more time. Alright, so this is part 1. Now let's move to part 2 and understand how you can play that. Now in part 2, you have to start with the same position where you left in part 1. So you're already holding it and you play string 3 with your thumb 2 times. Now you remove your index finger like this and you play both strings together. Then you go back to string 3. Okay, you play it once and then you go to string 1. Okay, you play it in open position, string 1. You use your middle finger or you can use your ring finger for that. Now you again hold the position of chord G. Okay, you hold position of chord G and you play string 2 and string 3 together. So part 2 should sound like this. Now let's move to part 3. In part 3, you will again start with position of chord G. So you just left the same position in part 2. So you play string 3 2 times and then you move your little finger, your pinky, on 5th fret. Okay, this might be a little bit challenging, but with practice you would be able to achieve it. So on 5th fret you move your little finger and now you have to play both strings together. So play it once, then you remove your little finger and then you play string 1 again. Then you go to string 2. Okay, you are holding this string with your ring finger now, so you play it 2 times. So this is part 3. So in part 3 we started with chord G. Okay, 2 times string 3. Then you have to change the position to this thing. Okay, again the same thing which we played earlier. So you hold both strings and you play them together and then you play string 2 alone in open position. So you just removed index finger and you played string 2 in open position. Okay, so this is part 3. Now in part 4, you have to start with string 1. So you go to 3rd fret 1st string with your ring finger, you play it 2 times. You have to play only string 1 this time. Now with your middle finger you hold string 1 on 2nd fret, but this time you have to play string 1 along with string 3, and then you go to string 2 and you place your ring finger there. Okay, you play it once, then you go back to string 1, you play it once, it is in open position now, and then you go back to position of chord G where we started. Okay, so hold chord G and you play string 2 and string 3 together. Okay, so let me play all parts together and show you how it will sound.